I had 5 pupils.
Greetings, YouTube. It's your boy, OG Ant in the building, bringing you that, you know what it is, that Kung Fu goodness on a weekday. It's your boy. I'm in the building. The lone wolf is in the house. Hold on. Let me do it. What's good, fam? It is so good to be here. Listen, feels good to even be seen. I'm going to put it right there. Leave it where the ghost can get it. What's up, my peeps? I hope that you all are doing well. It's so good to be here. I am excited to talk to you all about Kung Fu movie news, do reviews, and all that really good stuff. We have not been grinding it out as such due to some more health stuff that was going on with me. But I've seen the doctor today, and now it's onward and upward, right? It's forward. So, as I said, my plan is to work on my health, spirituality, as we are now at the end of the school semester. So you'll be seeing this ugly face a lot more. Just want to let y'all all know that. But what's good? I want to say hello to everybody who is the people who are joining late. I'm gonna hold up the stream for a little bit before we really get into it, and so to see how many more people will join us on this lovely day. My man Dan the Man from Dan's Movie Room is in the building. What's good, my guy? What's up, baby? What's up? My man Chaxologist is in the building. Says subsequently right after another live stream. So he went from one live stream right into the best live stream when it comes to that Kung Fu goodness. So what's up, my boy? What's good? Chaxologist says, health first. I just poked around to say hi because I need to get out because I never saw enough sun this week. Feel you. Right now, where I am, it is pouring. It is raining. It is not what we were, absolutely not what we were thinking, but it's all good. We're happy. My chat is not working. What is going on? What is up, chat? Don't do me like that. What is up, chat? Don't do me like that. All right. I'm not sure what's going on, so I'm not able to read the chat on this side. So I'm going to have to operate from this side, which is all good. My man, Mario Hall says, Sunny here. Mario, where you at? Where you at, baby? I know where Dan is at. Chaxologist, I know where he is. Chak says, enjoy OG and all. I need to enjoy the sun so I can water, whatever that means. All right. Peace and hair grease, my brother. All right. So we're gonna talk about a few things. Got some good stuff to talk about today. It's gonna be lit. We're going to be talking about some news. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna give it away. We just going as we proceed, we will get into it. My man, don't BS me is in the building. What's up, my boy? What's good, man? Oh snap, Mario's in Long Island. All right, on that East Coast. Nice. Hey, Mario, if you get a chance, man, come to the Urban Action Showcase. That's gonna be popping off. I believe it's this November. The Urban Action Showcase, man. My hope is that we're gonna make it out there. Got some other YouTubers as well as subscribers and fans who are going to meet us there, and we're gonna have a ball. I personally have never been to New York, and so it's gonna be an adventure for me. Get to see the famous stomping grounds of the former 42nd Street Theater. Definitely want to check out some. I want to check out New York's Chinatown and see how it compares. I also want to go to Angela Mao's restaurant. Hopefully, catch a glimpse of her there. It's a whole bunch of stuff that I want to do, man, in New York. I'm supposed to be shooting pool with one of my guys, Tony, and maybe even get some bowling in. Just want to just have a really good time. So, hey, Mario Hall, if you are in the New York area, around the Urban Action Showcase, and I suggest you Google it to see what the dates are. Man, don't meet us there, beat us there. Love to meet you, bro. Love to meet you. Hi, Gigi. Gigi's in the building. Hi, Gigi. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. My man H Rich is in the building with we're gonna give H Rich a segment. I'm calling this quote of the day. Let's see if you all can guess which movie H Rich is quoting. So here's the quote. The way you enter won't be the way you go. The way you enter won't be the way you go. Huh. That's an interesting one, H. The way you enter won't be the way you go. Can I know you don't like to give out hints, but I just want to ask you one question. Is it pre-1980? Is it pre-1980 or post-1980? That's all I want to know. Hey, my man Caesar's in the building. What's up, my boy? Caesar holding us down in South America. My guy, what's up, man? It's good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for being here. Man, like I said, I got a nice little lineup for us today, including a new Lone Wolf trivia. So I'm hoping that you all get a chance to participate in that. Not doing a giveaway, but bragging rights, right? Who can win the most of these Lone Wolf trivias? That would be interesting. I'm in the building. You guys are in the building. Bruce is in the building. You guys are like, well, why isn't he in the background? Because I'm in the middle of switching some things out on our walls here. And so I'm trying to make more room for Bruce. I also want to get a sturdier pedestal or platform for him to sit on, because I do not want him. I never want what happened to happen again, where he gets knocked over. So, but he is here. I'm looking right at him. He's looking fresh. He's scared. He scared the wife a couple of times, because when she comes down here and she walks through the door, he's kind of standing there like, what? And she's like, oh shit. He scared the dog. I mean, it's so funny watching that happen. But nah, he'll be back over here. He'll definitely be back over here for next week's big stream. Speaking of which, see that segue? Like I did that. Next week, next Saturday, May 3rd at 4:00 Central Standard Time, we're having another tournament, a March Madness, though it's in April or May style tournament. A lot of people, we got great response. A lot of people really loved our greatest Kung Fu movie of all time tournament. So now we are doing a greatest Kung Fu movie villain of all time. So we went into our bag of who we felt were some of the greatest martial arts villains of all time. We're not necessarily talking about like a specific villain. So we're not talking about like White Lotus. We're actually talking about the actor. So which actor is the greatest martial arts villain of all time? Like has the best has the best filmography, has some of the most iconic characters, has like the total package, can act, can fight, pulls off that feeling of menace and everything. So we're going to be, we have a panel, and the panel is going to be, we're going to be debating these, and we're going to do it tournament style, 32 of them. And let me share with you who those 32 are so you guys can. So there it is. Let me take this down. What am I doing? There it is. So there it is. We have 32 characters, single elimination, and we're going to try to get through it expeditiously, because we want to do this in one episode. So we're just going to try to get it all down to the final four, and then the eventual winner, right? So we have Huang John Lee versus Gan Ming. We've got Lung Fei versus Eddie Ko. We've got Carter Wong versus Ku Feng. Mark Long versus Bolo. Johnny Wang Lung Wei versus James Tien. Lar Kar Wing versus Yi Shang. Lo Mang, yes, I know he's not really a bad guy. However, GoldenEye, excuse me, GoldenEye, James Bond, Golden Arm. That's an iconic. He plays an iconic bad guy in that movie. So I'm going to allow it. So Lo Mang versus Qian Shi, Yin Shi Quan versus Chia Kai. Again, I know Chia Kai typically plays heroic mentor type characters, but there are a few movies where he is a bad guy as well. So I put him in. Lu Fang versus Pern Gang, Ma Chen Ku versus Fong Hak On, Yun Shun Yi versus Chin Kang, Philip Ko versus Chu Tit Wo, Lo Lei versus Michael Chan, Yusiaki Karada versus Hoi Sang Lee, Kwang Fong versus Chen Shang, and Shang Tao versus Wilson Tong, the Foot Doctor. So it's going to be epic, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this panel. I'm really excited because we added a new face to the panel, and I'm really excited for what they bring to this table, what they bring to this conversation, and hopefully maybe even to this channel in the future. So really excited about this. So again, if you get a chance, don't worry. All next week, every single day leading up to it, I will talk about this. I will put a promo. You will either see it on Twitter or Blue Sky or or Instagram or on our YouTube posts, or even you may even see it in our Discord. So don't worry. You guys are going to hear about it probably to the point that you get tired of it, but we are absolutely going to be doing that. So looking forward to that. Hey, I got to get this thing closer. That ain't going to cut it. There we go. Hi. Oh, that's much better. Okay. So that's the plan. 32 character single elimination. If this goes good, we get views, we get a lot of feedback, everybody's loving it. We will absolutely do another one. I definitely think we should do it. There's like a few we can do. We can do one on Basher movies, top Basher movies. We can do one. We could do a whole single elimination on Shaw Brothers movies. Just what's the best Shaw Brothers movie of all time? Pick one, right? Or we could do a single elimination greatest Kung Fu hero, right? So then now we're talking about Gordon Liu, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Donnie Yen, Bruce Lee. I mean, we could Sammo Hung. We could just go on and do that. We can have a battle like that. So it's all up to you all, right? Show up and show out. We appreciate you, and it's gonna be fire. So looking forward to that. Real quick, let me go back into the chat. The chat is on fire. Let's see here. Okay, H. Rich says it's pre-1980. I don't know. Half stunt, half man is in the building. He says he's ready for the villain tourney. Kick that like button. That's right. Don't forget to hit that like button. We really need that. It helps with the algorithm. We really appreciate that so much. So thank you so much. Thank you. Dan the Man says, I got my top 10 for the tournament already. Let's go. So Dan the Man is studying to see who he has his top 10. I'm going to go into this with no preconceived answers. I know that probably the ones that are the number one seeds in each bracket, probably that's people think is what it's going to come down to, but you never know. So I'm holding back my opinion because I'm scared. What happened in our last tournament, the movie that I liked didn't even make it into the whole tournament, which blew my mind. Like literally blew my mind that 8 Diagram Pole Fighter didn't make it into the tournament. That was crazy, right? And so I don't even want to jinx who I think might win. So we'll see, Dan. Hashtag Half Man says H Rich, we give up, laughing out loud. Mario Hall says H Rich, is it Super Fighter the movie? BG's in the building. Hey everybody, what's up, Bernard? H Rich says no. Mario Hall says Super Fighters. He said no. No. So Hashtag Man says, what's up to Bernard? All right, yeah, we give up, H. H, man, you be giving some, man, yours be hard, bro. You be giving us some hard, you really give us some hard ones, man. I don't know, man. Ooh, that didn't sound right. Hey, you know what I meant. But anyway, So yeah, man, we are really excited about all the things that are going to be coming to the channel this summer. I made a promise to you all and to myself that I was going to be very diligent. I'm going to be scouring the interwebs for all kinds of nuggets and pieces of news and reporting back to you. And man, the channel's still kung fu. It's still kung fu. But I think sometimes we can expand conversations to talk about things that we like from the 80s, from the 70s, from our childhood, things that are maybe not always martial arts, but martial arts adjacent, but things that we care about and we like. Like I had a great conversation with some YouTubers a couple of weeks ago about our favorite kind of kaiju TV show. And I was surprised. I was surprised. I thought that Johnny Sacco, is it me? I thought that Johnny Sacco would do way better than it did. Am I the only one who likes Johnny Sacco and his flying robot? That's crazy. It's crazy the conversation that I had, and they were like, man, Ultraman shits on that, man. Ultraman shits on that. I'm like, are you freaking serious? Ultraman can only fight. What is it? He can only stay in the Earth's atmosphere for 3 minutes? Isn't that it? He can only stay in the Earth's atmosphere for 3 minutes and then his chest starts blinking, right? Bro, that's whack, bro. Don't get me wrong. I love Ultraman. I love Ultraman. I love some Ultraman better than others. I think now Ultraman is still on TV, by the way, in Japan. But I think they have dragged it on way too much. They got way too many colors. We got way too many names. We got Ultraman, Geo, Neo, Exo, Ultraman X, Ultraman, Dyna, Tiga. Bro, they've dragged that out as probably to me as far as they can. I dig it. I dig it for the most part, but I don't love every Ultraman, every TV show that came out, like Ultraman Omega and all. I didn't even watch them all. My frame of reference is kind of like the first Ultraman. So like the original Ultraman, and then there was like Ultraman like Leo, like those early ones, right? But that's just me. But Johnny Sacco, bro. Launch. Oh man. Oh my God. But anyway, that's not kung fu. I get it. But I think it would be cool if one day we could have that conversation. Just talk about the things that we love. Saturday morning cartoons, all that good stuff, man. Because that stuff keeps us young. And some of these things even come back. I know you all out there have seen the new X-Men 97 on Disney Plus. You have to have seen that, right? Now, when I was growing up, when I was young, or watching X-Men on Saturday morning, it was like Spider-Man and then it was X-Men. That was must-see TV, right? And then it went away and it's been gone all these years. Well, they revitalized it and brought it back, and they even got some of the same actors, voice actors or whatever, and it is glorious. The new X-Men 97, if you haven't checked it out, you've got to watch it. It's glorious. And they did a good job of, they brought Scott Cyclops, they made him what I always wanted him to be, man. Cyclops is dope, man. But everything was so Wolverine centric. And they did a really good job of making Cyclops dope in this version. And Gambit, bro. Oh my God. And Morph. Oh my God. Bro, check it out if you get a chance. Check it out. All right, back to Kung Fu. All right, so H. Rich says, The Dragon, the Hero, aka Dragon on Fire. Dragon on Fire. That's the movie that got me my first content strike. Not content strike, channel strike. For posting the whole movie. I posted the whole movie on my channel. And man, we got our first channel strike for that, bro. But yeah, I've totally forgot about that movie. Yeah, Dragon on Fire. Okay. Bobby Coltrane's in the building. Don't Bobby got a cool last name? Bobby got a name like a 70s singer, right? Hey guys, sorry I'm late. It's raining and my building satellite went down. No, I feel you, bro. I feel you. It's raining where you are too, Bobby. Bobby, are you in the Midwest? You in the Midwest? Because it's raining here too, bro. Dan the Movie Room says, everyone on the chat, definitely check out the new Mathematics Wu-Tang album, Black Samson, Bastard Swordsman. Album is fire. Yeah, for those of you who like the Wu-Tang, the Wu-Tang vibe, be sure to check that out. Uh Personally, I like the old Wu-Tang stuff. I don't follow them that much anymore. I'm weird. I have a weird taste. I like all types of hip hop, but I don't know if anybody knows what this means when I say I'm from the Daisy age. So I'm like De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Poor Righteous, Poor Righteous Teachers. I like intelligent rap. Not that I don't like some of the other stuff. I love the griminess and the grittiness of Wu Tang. I love that New York vibe, big time. But I was really more into De La and Tribe and the Native Tongue, all that whole crew. Um, yeah, man, that was my thing back in the day. So yeah, but definitely go cop that. Check it out. I heard a couple of the tracks already. Bobby Coltrane said, I love Johnny Sacco. Dan the man, yo, Space Giants. Dude, man, if you haven't watched Space Giants, bro. Man, Space Giants. Three robots live in a volcano with a wizard. They can turn into jets or airplanes, jets, whatever you want to call them. And it's a father jet. I think his name is Goldar. Uh, I forget. Oh, the wife. I think her name is Silvar. And then there's a kid. I think his name is Gam. If I'm not mistaken. And they befriend this kid, and this kid has like a whistle. And if he blows on it one time, the kid will come. If he blows on it two times, the mom will come. And if he blows on it three times, the father will come. And the father is like a giant. So he's like the main one that fights the monsters. He's the main one. The other two fight also, but they mostly fight in their plane, like from flying around shooting lasers and missiles and stuff. But the father is like a giant robot, and he boom, boom, boom. Oh man, dude. Man, I used to love that show, man. Space Giants. They should bring that stuff back, man. Someone should come up with a channel called Retro TV. I bet you that channel will get a lot of looks, man. Bobby Coltrane says, so is Spectre. Spectre, man. Ding 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 ding. In a flash, like a flame, faster than a flame, a mystery with the name Spectre Man. I love that shit, and I love them gorillas. Chorus, look at my monster. We have created a new creature who will destroy Spectre Man. Yeah, boss. Mm-hmm. I can love that. So if people out there thinking right now that I'm having a mental breakdown, I'm not. I promise you, these shows were lit, man. They were absolutely lit. Bobby Coltrane says, "Hey OG, the X-Men voice cast was at C2E2." Yeah, I saw that. Hey man, I was this close to going, man, but I wasn't feeling well. But I was this close to going to C2E2. I saw that they were there. Yeah. Bobby says, I'm in. Oh, you in Chi-Town. Okay. Nice. Oh, yeah, I got you. My bad, Bobby. It just popped in my head what I meant to say. My man, Mouse, where you been, bro? My man, Mouse Garbanzo is in the building. Native Tongues, yep. Benita Applebaum, you gotta put me on. Benita Applebaum said, you gotta put me on. Benita. Mouse, it was, man, rap, man. It was so good back then, man. Now, I don't know what. I just can't do it, bro. I just can't do it. Now, not all rappers are like that. I get it. Not all rappers are like that, but bro. It was just different. It was just a different era. Different era. And by the way, um uh I was just watching a video before we started. Sway in the Morning. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Sway in the Morning is he's one of the top like podcaster, interviewers, journalists on I want to say series. I want to say serious, but I could be wrong. But anyway, LL Cool J was on there and he did a freestyle. Yo, LL still got it, bro. LL still got it, man. Bars, absolute bars. And I don't. It wasn't written. I was off the dome, and it was nice. I was like, damn, he still got it, man. Yeah, I just rap. Rap to me is different. But I'm not one of these people who try to, like yuck other people's yum. I just think different eras, different people. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Coltrane, yeah, he called it knowledge rap. Yup, yup. Half stunt, half man, clear soul forces. Um, Kung Fao Boys, Fao Boy says, "Have you heard of Costa Contra?" No, what is that? What is that, Kung Fao? Have you heard of Coast Contra? No, I've never heard of that. In the chat, let us know if anybody's heard of that before. Tell me what that is. Yep, Goldar not Silvana. It was Silvar, Goldar, Silvar, and Gam. Cesar says, speaking of Wu Tang, one of the producers, Iron Sheik, was doing a short film called Golden Arm Returns with Andy Led, Daniel Ma, and Lomax. Get out of here. Are you serious? Wait, are you serious, Cesar? Is it something that we could look up, that we could see, or no? Let me know, Cesar. Let me know. Dan in the movie room says Goldar and his family of robots are sent to Earth to stop Rodak, the Conqueror, and his plans to destroy the Earth, aided by his giant kaiju's and shape shifting minions, the Lugo Men. The Lugo Men. And I think if you kill the Lugo Man, like when the kid would shoot his lasers or something at the Lugo Man, it would melt. He would melt like little piles of boo boo. It was weird. Bobby Coltrane, Dr. Gory, Spectre Man's nemesis, right? That's the name of the look, Karis. I, Dr. Gory, have created a new monster. Yeah, whoever that Japanese cat that was on the bass, he was the truth. He made me want to play bass. I know. Do 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 do. I know. It was lit, man. Mouse says, I stay in the background, but I've been around. Yeah, man. I hear you, bro. My favorite rapper just passed away. Ka, he did a samurai themed album called Honor Killed the Samurai. Underground conscious rap. He's my favorite lyricist ever. LL's latest album is pretty nice. Okay, I haven't listened to it, but I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. Nice. Let's see. Oh, man. Sometimes I feel bad, but I got to do my job, or else what the heck am I doing? I got to do my job. So let me just get it out the way, so you guys be like, oh, here he goes again, trying to peddle us something. I got to show you all. Right? I got to show it to you. All right. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check out the new merch. Looks good. Don't pretend like y'all don't have eyes. I shouldn't be looking at that. My wife is in the background. Yeah, right. We got new merch, y'all. Check out our latest line. Like I said, we have not only do we have our icon tees, but we also have our full-on character tees. This is our Low-Lie Priest White Lotus shirt. For those of you who are trying to get the shirts and you say you were having a hard time getting them in white, you were absolutely correct. I have since then I have changed my distributor. I don't know what their deal was that they couldn't provide me with white t-shirts. That was very strange. And so I apologize to you all for that. For those of you who are trying to cop the shirts, help me. But they are now available. So if you are, you're trying to get one, you absolutely can. I just want to point that out to you. Where'd it go? There you go. And these are our two latest shirts. These shirts just dropped this week. So if you get a chance, cop these, take a peek. Look at me with my old cheese. I don't know what I was doing. What's with this pose? What was on my mind? I think Mrs. Wolf was taking a picture and I was smiling at her. And she was like, because she always makes my head tilt like that. When you really love somebody, they give you the feels and they make you do weird things. So I just think looking at her smiling and I kind of tilted my head. That's the I'm in love. That's the I'm in love with my wife head tilt. So but these are our two latest drops. As you can see, all three of these are Gordon Liu shirts. We got the 36 Chamber Shaolin shirt, which is one of our icon tees. You can't really see it from here, but on his head, we even made sure that I put the 9 dots on his head as well. So this is our icon tee, 36 Chamber Shaolin. Obviously, over here we got our Master Killer shirt. I thought this was a good look when I drew this one. So every time I think of 36 Chamber, I always remember that pose that he did with the iron rings on his wrists and everything. And then a Diagram Pole Fighter long sleeve shirt. So if you are interested, get them now. I'm going to say one thing. Yes, I am going to sell myself here. If you go on any other YouTubers' channels and you go look at their shirts and you go look at what they're charging, man, they're charging, $35, $40 for a t-shirt, bro. Right? They trying to break y'all banks. At least ours are at a good, decent price point. For the most part, all of our shirts start at $25, right? So I'm just saying. And if you want something special, by the way, this is one thing I want to tell people. If you want me to draw something, mind you, I'm not the greatest artist in the world. I'm really good at caricatures. I could do little things here and there. Otherwise, I have to outsource to find somebody else to do it. But I think I may have found somebody, and my best friend, because we've reconnected, and he's an incredible artist. But if you want something custom, like let's say you said, man, I want you to, can you make me a hoodie and I want this on it, this character, blah, 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 these words, blah, blah, blah. Holla at me, man. Holla at me in the chat. We'll make it happen for you, all right? Because, you know, we want people to be happy with our product, all right? So that's that. I just wanted to put that out there so everybody knows what's cracking on that side of the game. Let's see. Let's get back real quick to the chat. It says, Dan the Man says, Coast Contra is a new hip-hop group. Young cats that can spit for real. Okay. All right, I'm gonna Google them. I'm gonna look them up. That's what's up. Mouse says, yeah, that's a great design. I got that 8 diagram shirt with the red sleeves. Did you? Oh, my man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. Cesar said there is a video called The Return of Golden Arm on YouTube that says that is the short film, but looks more like a trailer than a short film. Looks like Iron Sheik also planned a TV series. All right, bro. I ain't trying to get taken down. Let me look. Let me see if this is right. Return of Golden Arm. I think he called it, right? Is that what he said? Return of Golden Arm. I'm looking first. Let's see. And the question is Lo Mang still playing Golden Arm? Oh, man, what is you talking about? You're talking about Andy Lee. You're talking about the guys from Marshall Club. That's what I see. That's 7 years old. Those are the guys from Golden Arm. I'm not clicking on that. And the reason why, man, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I know that you're a big fan of them, as am I. However, they declined requests that we put. I have tried so hard to get them, especially when they dropped Shaolin Avengers. I tried so hard to get an interview with them. And they was interviewing with everybody, even channels that was whack and didn't have as huge a following as we have. And I don't know if they just partial to, Asian channels, which you have the right to do. But I feel like we have a pretty good channel here. I feel like we have um a nice following. It would have been a good look for them as well, but maybe, ultimately that's Marshall Club. They don't need us, right? But they declined, or they declined by not answering. And I sent countless requests before the drop of Shaolin Adventure, Shaolin Avengers, and even a couple times afterwards, and to no avail. So sorry, Caesar, I'm definitely not gonna plug their stuff and show it. And that may seem like hate, but hey man, we're all YouTube, we're all a community. Um, just like it's people on my channel who try to get their shine and want their stuff promoted, like even like the panels and stuff from that we've had. I give everybody their moment, right? Because I have a platform. And by the way, by YouTube standards, 214,000 subscribers, that's not a huge number, right? So there's no big headedness over here. We know that we're a small channel, and we're trying. And to help other people, we put people on. So I don't know what the dealio is with that, but yeah. Marshall Club still shout out. Hey man, holla at me if you guys wanna talk, because I think what you guys are doing is amazing, and I am and still remain a fan. But I don't chase dudes. I chase women. Right? That's my vibe. Right? My man Imran Ahmed. Hello, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you for being here. All right, I think we got enough people here so we can get started with the actual Shody show. So let's get it cracking. I want to ask you all a question real quick. And you can talk about it in the chat because I didn't get a chance to talk about it last time. I'm a huge believer in relationships, and not just uh, man woman relationships, or you know romantic relationships. I mean, even relationships with your friends, people. I'm just big on relationships. And as a character study, I thought it would be interesting if we had a conversation about the events that took place in the movie Heroes of the East, because I find that to be fascinating. I really do. I find it to be fascinating. Um, it's an interesting thing that takes place in this movie. So follow me. For those of you who haven't seen it, spoilers, but hopefully by at this point you have seen it, right? So you have the rich son of a businessman who apparently, when his son was young, entered into an agreement with a Japanese business owner who had a daughter to set up an arranged marriage, right? And so this businessman raised his son, uh, was raising his son, and now his son is a young man and coming of age, and this Japanese businessman also, his daughters come of age. It's time for them to unite the families, to strengthen business relations, and to get these two married. So looks like the young man, played by Gordon Liu, hadn't seen his bride to be since they were younger, and he assumed that she was going to be ugly, grew up to be ugly. Turns out she's beautiful, and boom, magic happens. They get married, right? And so here we go. This is the problem immediately. And I had never really, because I enjoy the movie, so I never really thought about this. But um, as someone who also is in an interracial relationship, right? That that you marry someone that you know is not from where you're from, right? Who's culturally different than you, but you're doing it because of your obligation to your family. That's fine. But that you entered into it willingly. regardless. They were both smiling when they got married, right? Um, uh, Yasuaki Takino in The Villain Attorney. I don't know who that is. I don't know who Yasuaki Takino is. But let me stay focused. I'll come back to the chat in a minute. So what happens is that they get married, and you know that you're marrying someone who across cultures is different than than your own. And you marry. You seem to be happy, right? Then dad leaves, says, "I got business to tend to. You guys have a happy marriage. Have a happy marriage. Have a happy life." And then, as soon as dad leaves, the father-in-law leaves, the wife starts wilding, right? I don't even think she was doing it in front of him. She waited until he left, and then she started wilding. What's the first thing she does? She starts practicing her martial art, and she's wrecking shit all around the house, kicking shit, knocking shit, kicking statues and stuff. And behind closed doors, the servants think that she's fighting, she's getting beaten, right? Which is nothing more than just chatty patties, right? Rumbling and bumbling. But then things get elevated and taken up a notch. So they start to engage in a little bit of friendly battle, right? Here and there, they're fighting, right? And then he insults her a little bit. First, he asks her, "Hey, can you keep it down? Whatever." She's like, "Okay, I'll keep it down." He's like, "Because people think that that I'm beating you up." She's like, "Okay, I'll keep it down." Then she insults the man by taking his stuff, his equipment that's already set up in the gym. She didn't say, "Oh, can you make room for my stuff?" No, she getting rid of his stuff. He's like, "What you doing?" She's like, "Well, I'm bringing in this stuff." And she says this, "These are proper weapons." And he's like, "What? These are proper weapons." And she's like, "I don't know them. They're foreign to me." So they get into it. They get into a little bit of a spat, and they start going round and round with the weapons, right? Then she amps it up. I stay with me, all right? And I don't want nobody, the people who watch this channel, I don't want nobody saying that I'm hating on women. I'm stating facts. She amps it up another level, right? After they fight, right? She loses. Now I'll show him. So now she amps it up another level at the dinner table. So what does she do? What does she do? Now you married to this man, and I understand about pride, Japanese pride. I get it, but you married him, and so now you won't sit at the dinner table with this man, right? So you want this prideful Chinese man. He says, "Hey," I think her name is Kuda. "Hey, come up here and eat with me." She says, "You come down, kneel down here." He's like, "Dogs eat on the floor. I'm not eating on the floor." And by the way, I agree with him. I only been to a Japanese restaurant one time, and I wasn't feeling it. Make you take off your shoes and all this stuff. I know some people think that's cool. Nah, later for that. Actually, I've been to 2 Japanese restaurants. The other Japanese restaurant, they didn't you didn't have to take off your shoes or anything. We had all the meats and stuff we were grilling in the middle of the table. But anyway, so now she's further insult. "You calling me a dog, blah, blah, blah." And they amp it up some more. Right? Then they have another battle, right? But this time, she takes it too far, right? This time, I think, if memory serves me, she uses like a real weapon. I think at some point she uses ninjutsu, right? She uses ninjutsu, and she sets a trap for him, and he sits in a chair, and some knives fall down and cuts his arm. And he tells her, "That's not martial arts. That's not honorable fighting. We call that murder." And it's used by people that are evil. And she's like, "I'm evil." And he's like, "No, I'm not saying you're evil, but that style it stinks." She gets mad again. They get into another fight. And I think in this final fight, I think he wounded her. I think he really, I think he hurt her. And now she's pissed. And she amps it up again. She leaves. Right? Not for better or worse. Not till death do us part. Let's figure this shit out. She dipped on him. And she amps it up again. You dipped on him. You went back home to Japan and you talked to your ex. Man, do you know how freaking much this sends me? This sends me, bro. This makes me so pissed off. Even I think of, because you know why? You know why I'm triggered by this? Because this type of stuff does happen. It happens. It happens in the hood. It's happened to me. I've seen it. I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen, right? It's happened to me. Let me just say, full disclosure. It's happened to me where the woman you with, right? You get into an argument and a fight and they go talk to the ex. Come on, man. Come on. You gotta talk to me. You can't go talk to the ex, right? She went and talked to the ex, right? And then he talking to her, hey, you know, you just gotta practice more. Now, she know he feeling her. She know that. He's feeling her. And then this fool, dumb, wrote her a letter to antagonize her. And he snatched the letter. I'm gonna read this. And he read it. And then him and his boys roll up and go to China to box, right? Which is the premise of the film. Don't get me wrong. I love the film. I hate the female character in the movie. It pissed me off. It truly pissed me off. Now, obviously, without this point, without her, we wouldn't have a movie. So, we need her because she's the catalyst to make what happens next happen, which is 7 fights in 7 days and all that good stuff, which is glorious. And I love that. But I hate what she did. I hate her character. And what made me more mad was that when the 7 plus the master 8, when they come to China ready to box, now all of a sudden she want to go see her husband. Why did you say those things in that letter? It was addressed to you. I didn't know you was going to show it to him. Right? She got no excuse. None for what she did. And by the end of the movie, she's back to being a loving wife. Right? She's asking him, hey, let's forget this whole thing. And then he showed up. I think this is when it's going to be a karate battle. Karate versus Kung Fu. And he says, why do you beg for me? I've lost face. And now I got to fight him. I have to fight him now. She caused all of that. And imagine somebody could have died. Somebody could have died because the way I saw it, they looked like these were not friendly contests. Though from his perspective, he never tried to kill none of them. He was, a couple of them fights, he was teaching, right? But the ninja fight, that character, I think in the movie his name was Hanzo. He was not messing around. He was not messing around. So everything that he did, he meant that shit, right? He was trying to kill Gordon Liu's character. So somebody could have got killed over this, right? Which speaks to what happens a lot of times. A lot of people, a lot of fights, a lot of nonsense happens because of knucklehead ass women like that who do stuff like that and cause fights, right? And, you know, I'm of the ilk. I ain't dying for nobody. I mean, my family, right? And I already fought for this country, so I'm good. But, man, that stuff, it incenses me to no end. She's the real villain in that movie. And I'm just interested, what do you all think? What do you all think? I would love to know what you guys think in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys think about that story and her role in it. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what's going on with my chat. I don't know what's going on with my chat. My chat over on this side looks crazy. But I'm gonna keep rocking over here. I don't know what that is. That's my Twitch trap. Twitch chat. Anyway, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you. What do you all think about what I just talked about? Do you agree with that? Do you agree? Was she the villain? Is she foul? I think she is. I truly do. I truly think she is. I think she's the bad guy in that movie. I hated what she did. Let's see what you all think. What you guys saying in the chat? Let's see. Let's see. Dan the Man says culture clash, no problem. Let's fight and see who wins. Nice. Dan the Man says that goes to show why Sifu Lar Carlong was a genius filmmaker. Absolutely. Absolutely. No argument there. Bobby Coltrane says, yeah, I have been in interracial relationships and an interracial marriage. It can be like that for real. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Man, when you marry someone that's outside of your race, it's challenging, right? It can be challenging unless the cultures are uniquely aligned. I always thought that blacks and Hispanics, I always thought those make for really good relationships because our cultures are basically the same. Though a lot of Hispanics won't admit it, but it's true. Sorry, my Latin brothers. It's true for all you out there. Me no black. Yeah, you are. Let's see. Mario Hall says she was the villain. Exactly. Oh, he says she was a villain at first. If it was a Chang-Chi movie, fighters would have died. Facts. Yup. People would have both stabbed each other. Why? Ugh. Exactly. I agree. H. Rich says she's being herself. Blech. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care if she's being herself. Herself is being a brat then, right? She's being herself. She's doing what she always has been doing while in Japan. They did not know each other. They did not have time to agree to any compromises before and during their marriage. That's fine. But back in those days, the woman would honor the husband. You dishonor him, H. You dishonor him with this type of behavior, irregardless of your cultural background. I'm sorry. Chinese culture and Japanese culture, though they have some, though they are dissimilar, they also are similar. They have these things about the wife honoring the husband. That stuff is cross culture, right? And I know this because I have Japanese friends and I have Chinese friends and I have Korean friends and Filipino friends. And I know this for a fact, right? And this ain't a modern movie. We ain't talking about the modern women of today. This is back then. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if she wanted to bring about change in her marriage, she went about it the wrong way, right? You don't speak with this passion so vociferously about the changes that you want in your marriage, right? In public, in front of the servants, right? That's quiet conversations that should be held in the bedroom. That's my opinion. That's my opinion, right? But so yeah, I don't know. Hey, H Rich, love you, bro. I don't know if you're married, but marriage is about compromise. And I speak from experience. Trust me. Marriage is about compromise. And when you're with someone that's not of the same culture, you have to have cariño. You have to have love. There's a way in which you handle it and you do it. Again, I'm just talking about relationships now. I'm not talking about a kung fu movie. I'm just saying, period. And genius, as Dan said, genius. The way yes, Lar Carlong is an excellent director, great story, great everything. I'm just talking about this piece, right? Removed from a kung fu movie, and to me, she's a villain, right? In Heroes East, she did him dirty. Right. And even, okay, I'm gonna take your conversation, H, and let's take it to full fruition. She was being herself, as you said, right? She's doing what she always was doing in Japan, right? Running back to your ex-boyfriend to complain about your present and current husband. That's cool? Nah. Nah, sorry, bro. H is the type of friend that I would have that I would love to death, but we will always argue. Absolutely not. That's there is no there's no place where you could do that. You can't do that to me. How about y'all in the chat? Could your woman do that to you? Could your woman have that kind of argument and fight with you and then go run to your ex? Right? Nah, I bet you. I bet you. Well, let's put it in a poll. How about that? Let's put it in a poll. Let's put it in a poll. Her name was Kuda, right? Could Kuda, I'm just going to spell it the way I think it should be spelled, do to you what she did to Gordon Liu's character in Heroes East? Sorry, I'm not a fast typer. Right? Yes or no? All right. I put the poll up in the chat. You guys let me know. I want to know, all 17 of you, could Kuda do to you what she did to Gordon Liu's character in the chat? Right? Start these fights with you. Start a fight with you. Come and move into your house, move your equipment out of the gym, argue, fight with you, right? To the point that she leaves and goes back to her home country and then tells her ex-boyfriend or the guy who she grew up with that she knows is feeling her and tells him and is talking about the stuff that's happening, right? To the point that he gets the letter, snatches it out of her hand actually, right? And takes it on as a challenge. And then him and his boys go back to China because they want a box, right? Could she do that to you? Could she? In the chat, let me know. I want to see it. Hold on. Let me bring this up. Let me bring it. All right. So far, we got 5 votes. 5 out of 17 people. Right now, I got 20% said, yeah, she could do it to me. Okay, cool. 80% said, nah. All right, cool. Interesting. We'll keep it funky. We'll find out in the end. Let's see. Let's go back to the chat. Let's see what's good. Where are we? I lost my spot. Hold on. Tony Robles is in the building, says, sup, peeps? What's up? H. Rich says she is not the villain. Okay. Bobby Coltrane, I agree she is the villain that leads in the beginning because keep in mind, she really didn't want to go through with this marriage. I didn't get that from her, that she didn't want to go through with the marriage. I didn't get that. She came. She was happy. He was the one who was hiding, pretending to be sick. I don't remember that, but okay, I could be wrong. I mean, neither one did, but he was at least going to make it work. Now, he only acted like that once he saw how beautiful she was. At first, he was not trying. He pretended like he was sick. And then he saw how pretty she was, and then he was like, oh, okay, I can rock with this, right? She didn't do that. Let's see. Mario Hall says, imagine if he couldn't fight. Exactly. What if he couldn't fight? What if he couldn't fight? And she brought them 8 people, but then they all just jumped on him and whooped his ass. That first fight, man, they went to his house. Man, you can't come to my house and challenge me in my crib. He came to the house. They came to the house. And the first fight, he's our top kendo fighter. Why don't you fight him? I don't want to. He pulled his sword. I mean, what are you talking about? I agree, Mario. Imagine if he couldn't fight. That's a well-whooped ass that would have happened right then, right? Bobby says, agree. It is very similar. I have a lot of Asian friends as well. It is very similar. Their cultures are very similar, especially when it comes to how the wives are regarded and how the place and the role of a wife in the Asian household. Trust me, I know. Trust me, right? H. Rich says, I am married. Okay. All right, that's what's up. Are you married to an Asian woman? I'd like to know. Inquiring minds want to know, H. H, you rule your house with an iron fist? All right, that's about all that lip I'm going to have. All right. I want to know, H. Iron fist? Bobby Coltrane says, even if you're from the same culture or not, if you find yourself always compromising and giving them more than your spouse, there's something wrong with your marriage. It isn't equal. Right. It isn't an equal connection. Right. We say this in church. They say it's not equally yoked. I agree. Half Stuntman said, I feel like I'm in class. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Half Man. This is it was last week of class. Yesterday was the last day of class. I'm sorry, Half Stuntman. I apologize. We finna get to it. We finna get to the actual show. But I thought that was I think that's a great conversation. I would love to know. Our poll now, we have 8 votes. We got 12% says yes, 88% says no. Good. We'll keep an eye on that as we continue on throughout the class. Sorry about that, Half Stunt Man. I don't want you to feel like you're in class. H-Rich says, she left because she felt she wasn't being respected. She didn't send the letter. I know she didn't send the letter. I know she didn't. I disagree that she didn't feel she was being respected. I think she left because her pride was wounded. Her pride was wounded. I don't know about the respect part. Where's the not to respect? He said you can have your things in here, but don't remove my shit. You can bring your stuff into the gym. Don't move my shit, right? She was being respected, right? And again, the man doesn't have to go and kneel on the floor and respect that culture. You're marrying into his family. You have to observe their stuff, right? There's nothing wrong with sitting in a chair and eating your dinner, right? And this should have been a conversation that her father should have had with her. Hey, don't fuck up my business dealings that I have with this man by doing some of this spoiled crazy shit, right? They eat in chairs. You get your ass up in a chair and you sit there and you like it. I know how this goes. The father, all the pressure is put on the wife to conform, right? To conform. Trust and believe I know this. I'm telling you, I know, right? And don't even get me started on conforming when it comes to religion. Don't even get me started, right? So my one of my closest friends' name is Omar, right? He's Indian. He married a white woman, American white woman, right? He married an American white woman. Trust and believe. She had to convert to Islam, and so did their children as they were all being born. As those children, the 3 children were being born, they also became converted to Islam. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about, right? But again, I love having these conversations with you, bro. Let's see. H-Rich says, she did not bring the Japanese fighters. It was the husband's letter that brought them. Again, I understand that. I absolutely understood that. I understood that part. But all the other stuff that happened, right? Here's a thought, H-Rich. Had she not gone to see her ex or her boyfriend or whatever you want to call them, in the movie they explains that they are childhood friends. That's how they said it. They grew up together. But had she not gone to him, the letter could not have ever been delivered to her in front of him, that he would have been able to snatch it out of her hand. What I'm saying is, when you have a boyfriend or you have a guy, you know he likes you. You know he likes you. You know he's a fighter, right? You know he's going to fight for you, right? Why are you going there and spilling information about your marriage? There's another question. I'll pose it. If you want, I'll put it in a poll. Do you want your wife going to her ex-male friends to talk about her marriage with you that she's not happy in? Is that what you want? Oh, yeah? Well, guess what? I promise you, somebody hitting some skins. Your wife's male friends, I don't care what you say. They want to smash. They want to hit, right? They do. They want to hit. So they listening. Oh, really? He did that to you, girl? For real? For real? Don't believe me. Don't believe me. I know what I'm talking about. I need therapy. I need Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus. All right, all right, all right. So that's the question. That's what I feel. That's what I and look, Dan the man, you came to my house, right? You came to my house. Respect that shit. Right. They came to my house. Quit playing with me, man. Imagine if this ain't a kung fu movie, and just imagine this just some street shit. And seven dudes came to your house with the blicky. They came to the crib and was like, yo, let's say they're Mexican and he's black, she's Mexican, and they got into it. And then he sent her a letter saying, y'all, you don't know this, but blah, 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 blah. And he grabbed the letter. What? Oh, it's on now. So now him and his boys go to the house. Right? Come on, man. Quit playing with me, man. Quit playing with me. So I'm going to stand behind my thesis for this episode. She's the villain. She's evil. Bernard Green says, OG Ant, you right about that. That's why at the end of the movie, they was apologizing and saying this was a big misunderstanding brought about by a spoiled woman. Facts. And I stand behind that. But I'd love to know what you all think in the chat. So please spill the beans. Talk to me. Let me know. Get at me. And in the meantime, let's move on to some great movie news. We got some martial arts news. We got some stuff popping. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Amazon is developing a TV series based on the movie. Right? Based on the movie. It says a TV version of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is in the works at Amazon Prime Video. Variety has confirmed. The series is based on the book of the same name by Wang Dulu, which is part of the so-called Crane Iron Pentology. The official logline for the project states, amidst stunning landscapes and spectacular action, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon follows Shu Lien and Mubai, two star-crossed warriors as they struggle between forbidden love and the pull of modernity, caught between preserving their way of life or embracing a future together. Jason Ning is writing and executive producing the adaptation, with Ron D. Moore serving as executive producer, along with Meryl Davis via Tall Ship Productions. Johnny Levin, Roy Lee of Vertigo Entertainment, and Hong Wang and King Wang of the Wang Dulu estate also are executive producing. Ying Lu is co-executive producing Sony's Picture Television, where both Ning and Moore are under overall deals, will produce. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, as you all know, was originally published between 1941 and 1942. The other books in the series, and I've only read one of these, Crane, Startles, Kunlun, Precious Sword, Golden Hairpin, Sword Force, Pearl Shine, and Iron Knight, Silver Vase. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon have previously been adapted for the screen numerous times, perhaps most famously by Ang Lee in 2000, in the year 2000 of the same name. Proved to be a box office and critical smash, grabbing over $200 million at the global box office and earning 10 Academy Award nominations. Right? It was reported at the time Ning signed his overall deal in 2023 that would begin working on a series version of the book. Ning's other credits include The Brother's Son, Mrs. Davis, Lucifer, and The Expanse. He is repped by UTA. Right? For more, this is the second big IP-driven series he's developed at Prime Video under his new deal. It is reported in October 2024 that Moore had boarded the streaming series take on the popular video game God of War as a showrunner. Oh, my God. Moore is repped by CAA, right? What do you all think of this? What are you guys thinking, right? Are we clamoring for a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon TV show, or should we support it because um we so desperately need uh to have some form of, you know, entertainment, because it's starting to feel like kung fu and martial arts cinema and TV is starting to die, and so we need something so desperately. Um, is this something that you all want to see? I could tell you the sequel to this that Jet Li was in. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Right. Um, even this one I liked, and some of you may disagree with me, but I thought Chow Yun Fat was miscast. I again, maybe just because I'm used to seeing him in gun fu movies, right? Where he's wielding guns and blazing away, more modern movies. That but I didn't mind it because he didn't do like heavy lifting of martial arts in the movie itself. Um I thought that, Michelle Yeoh did a lot of that lifting, and others. And you know, it's not a movie that I go back to often, if I'm being really honest. I probably seen it in my lifetime. I probably seen the movie twice. That's about it. Um, it's again, it's not a martial arts movie that I would go back to. Um, a movie that I've seen that's modern or that was made more recently, that's a period piece that I go back to that I like watch that I've watched more than this movie. Is a movie called True Legend. I've watched that movie multiple times. I must have seen True Legend now maybe 6 or 7 times, right? And Crouching Tiger, as amazing as everyone says that it is, um, I've seen it twice. And again, this is just my opinion. Really, the big fight scene between her and goodness, why her name jump out my head? The big fight scene between the two women, that was the best part of the movie. But I don't know. What are you all thinking? Is this something that you all are clamoring for? And if memory serves me correctly, in this movie, these two leads, they're older. They're not. So there's really two love stories that's going on in this movie, right? There's the love that's going on between the two younger people and these two, right? So that means you have to have two elder statesmen, if you will, to play those roles. Who would they be? Who would we get? Right? Can't put Donnie Yen in every movie, right? So we gotta find new characters to play these roles. Who do you get? Right? Who would you all like to see? Or is this something that you all even want to see at all? Right? So leave a comment below and let us know. I would love to know your thoughts. I'm gonna look in the chat and see what you all are saying right now. So let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's see. All right. Dan the Man says the Crouching Tiger Part 2 on Netflix was garbage. Yep. Exactly. Um, yeah, that's trash. I did not like it. Bernard Green says I saw Part 2 with Donnie Yen. Yeah. Half Stunt Man says shout out to Michelle Yeoh. Yep, for sure, for sure. Uh, let me see. Bernard Green says I like it. Hey man. Hey, one thing I never like to do, I never like to yuck anybody's yum, man. I appreciate your opinion, man. Thanks a lot. SD's in the building. What's up, SD, my boy? What's good, man? SD says, seems like a cash in. Yep. Cash opportunity. Although I do get the genre needs stuff like this. Absolutely. But how about some new stories? Hey. How about some new stories, man? Let's get some people together in some writing rooms and let's write some new stories, man. We're gonna do some period stuff, man. It's all kinds of stuff we could do, right? Exactly, man. Bobby says we're not clamoring for it, but we'll support it definitely. Oh, I'll support God of War for sure, and I'll give it a watch, mostly because it's my job. It's my job to watch this stuff. So yeah. Let's see what else we got. We got a lot of comments. Holy smokes. Let's see. Half Stuntman says Chow Yun Fat was up and coming in the early 2000s in the American market. Yup, he even did a couple of American movies. I remember him doing a movie with, I want to say that's Mark Wahlberg. I think he did a movie with Mark Wahlberg. And then he did another movie. I forget this movie. It's something Monk or something like this. I think he's playing opposite two American kids, like a boy and a girl. Something Monk or something like that. I have to look it up. In the chat, if you know which movie I'm talking about. He did two movies that come to mind that were you know, his attempt at reaching to the Western, like really being popular in the Western market. One was with Donnie Wahlberg. And I don't remember the name of that movie, but it was a serious movie. It was like a cop movie, buddy type movie. And then he did another movie. I think it had Monk in the title, and he's playing opposite, like a guy, a teenage guy and a girl or something like that. I don't remember these movies because actually I didn't see the second one. The first one with Donnie Wahlberg, I think I've seen, and I think he's a corrupt cop, but he's still a good guy, but he's done some corrupt stuff. I think. If you guys remember that movie, let me know. And thanks for that, Zhang Ziyi. Thanks for that half stunt, man. I appreciate it, man. Zhang Ziyi, yeah, that's her name. In Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Caesar says, I don't like to remember that Chow Yun Fat was in Dragon Ball Evolution. That's another one. That's another one of those movies. That's what I mean, you know? It's like sometimes people pop and then they get like their 5-picture deal with an American movie theater or something like that, and then they get their chance to shine, and it's up to them to pick good movies. But sometimes they pick the wrong stuff. That's a perfect example of that. Dan the Man says this Crouching series is really not needed. I absolutely agree with you, bro. Absolutely, I absolutely agree. Let's see. Bro, this stuff's moving. Hold on. Holy crap! How did I get past that? Dan the Man says the original was more of an artsy film. Good, but not my cup of tea. I agree. There's a lot of like standing on top of a tree and floating in air and people flying and, these pan shots of, yeah, man, that's not my flavor either. I agree with you, Dan. I agree. Mario Hall says I didn't care for Crouching Tiger or the sequel, but I would try it out. Okay. All right, that's what's up. Let's see. Tony Robles says True Legend is a fantastic film. I liked it, man. I liked it. It wasn't like once we get to like towards the end where I don't know, it was like another drunken master dude who was doing like break dancing and stuff. That got a little crazy for me. But up until that, man, bro, like up until the point where he fought his stepbrother or whoever that guy was, all of that lead up from the beginning of the movie up to that. Oh man, bro, man, I'm gonna go watch that again. I got it again. I ain't watched it in a minute. True Legend. It's so crazy. I watched the movie and I go, oh snap, that's Beardy. That's Beardy playing the father right there. And I like seeing that. Gordon Liu is right there. This stuff's cool, man, to see that. I'm gonna have to go check that out again. Tony Robles says, I would still support it because of my love for martial arts, though. No, I got you, bro. No, I agree. I mean, we are still gonna support. I'll watch it. I absolutely will watch it, review it, the whole thing. But I'm not clamoring for that. But we got more news coming up, so just hold on for a second. Let's see. Cesar says, I know it's screenwriter and director's fault. Okay. Tony Robles says, gotta go for now, digging some holes for 4 trees today. Gotta keep the wife happy. Absolutely. Don't want her to go to Japan. Is there someone here to challenge me? Bro. Tony, that was freaking hilarious. Oh man, I needed that, man. That's the funniest thing I heard today. That's so freaking funny. Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. Half stunt man, you are on top of your game today, bro. The Corruptor. That's with Donnie Wahlberg and Chow Yun Fat. The Corruptor. Yes. And then Bulletproof Monk. I knew it had the word monk in it. Bulletproof Monk. Bulletproof Monk. Yes, 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 yes. Never saw Bulletproof Monk. It didn't. There are certain movies that they put an Asian person in that I absolutely will not watch. Right. So Bulletproof Monk, won't watch it. The movie with Jackie Chan and my favorite Jennifer Love Hewitt, I think it's called The Tuxedo. Won't watch it. There are just certain movies I'm just not gonna watch. Like those are movies you'll never see them get reviewed here. If I review those movies, you know we've hit a low. I will not watch a movie like that. So yeah, I'm not into that. The bulletproof monks and the tuxedo and all that stuff. Nah, man. Because I think that's insulting personally to those people's talent. Right. I'm gonna tell you a little secret too. Um the movie where Jackie Chan is in the West. Uh oh God. So I'm just forgetting all kind of movies today. The movie where Jackie Chan is in the West and he's with the guy, the one with the broken nose, Owen Wilson. I forget the name of that movie too. I think they made two of them. I didn't like them. I didn't like 'em. I'll never watch those again. One of them had Donnie Yen in it. Didn't like them. Did not like them. Forget the names of those movies, but nah, man, I'm not watching those, man. I think those movies are. That's when you let Americans write stuff and produce it, and it's terrible, right? I just no thanks. And no, I'm not an American hater. I love my country, so don't start. Don't at me. I don't want to hear it. Let's see. Dan the Man says we need more original content in films for sure, like Sinners. Yeah, I'm going to check that out this weekend for sure. Cesar, Bulletproof Monk. Yep, Bobby Coltrane, Bulletproof Monk. Everybody got it. Bulletproof Monk. Thank you, thank you. Replacement Killers, though, yeah, I kind of like that movie. Mira Sorvino. That movie I liked. That movie I liked. That had a nice flavor to it. That movie I dig. I dig. You know a movie that I like there's no Asian protagonist in, but to me it kept the spirit of Asia, particularly to Japan. Is the movie with Michael Douglas and the goodness. The names just today my memory's not good. I apologize. Is a movie where is it Black Rain? I think it's called Black Rain. That just popped in my head. I like that movie. I like when movies, it could be an American movie, but it keeps the spirit. It keeps the spirit of of the genre. It keeps the spirit of the place setting. I dig that, right? Those type of movies I'm cool with. So yeah. Let's see. Replacement Killers. No, the Replacement Killers is not with Donnie Wahlberg. The Replacement Killers is with Mira Sorvino. Donnie Wahlberg was with him in The Corruptor. Tony Robles says, didn't Chow Yun Fat play Master Roshi in the Dragon Ball movie? Ugh. Terrible movie, by the way, and I'm a massive Dragon Ball fan. Man, I could never get into Dragon Ball. Never. My son handed me a video game before he left. He was like, Dad, you should play this on the stream. You know, blah, blah, blah. They'll love it, blah, blah. It's right there. I'm looking right at it. Some Dragon Ball Z game. And I have yet to put it. Maybe I should put it in. What's today? Today's Friday. Maybe I should put it in. I don't know. Would you guys support a live stream of me playing a video game? I feel like that's not what this channel is, and I feel like people be like, no. Oh, but I will tell you one thing: the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. I'm letting y'all know right now. Support your boy. The sequel to Ghost of Tsushima that's coming out. I forget the name, Ghost of Yatai or something like that. It's coming out in October. We will be doing a live stream, and we're going to do a complete playthrough of that. If it takes the whole weekend, we're going to do a complete playthrough of that game because that looks fire. And as far as I'm concerned, that's close enough martial arts adjacent that it can be on this channel. So I will be doing that. So that is for sure. So be on the lookout for that in early October. Bobby Coltrane says the problem with Chow Yun Fat is that in America they tried to make him the hero character when in reality he was the villain because he played characters like the Killer or Hard Boiled. Um, I don't know if I would. He wasn't. He wasn't a villain. He wasn't a villain in the Killer or Hard. He was more like, well, depends on your perspective. So I won't argue that point with you. But I hear what you're saying, Bobby. I hear what you're saying. Let's see. Okay. Half Stunt Man says, "Don't dog Shanghai Noon." Shanghai Noon, and what's the other one? Shanghai Noon, and then Shanghai what? Sunset? I don't know. One is better than two. I'll give it that much. One is better than two because I do like fish out of water movies. I like the Jackie Chan fish out of water movies, but that's why if they ever do produce the Kung Fu the series with Kane and with Donnie Yen playing the role of Kane, I'm gonna be watching that with a side eye. That fish out of water stuff. We'll see. It can't just be the fighting is great because I know that'll be great. I need the stories to be great because that wandering the West stuff, man. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. I stand. Oh, Mars, I stand corrected. H. Rich, yep. Black Rank. Andy Garcia, that's his name. Man, I got a great chat, man. Y'all be on top of it, boy. Appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much. Bulletproof Monk was actually a comic book. Yeah, I heard that. Mario Hall says Sinners was good. Man, I watched this guy. I don't know who he is. Some Hispanic dude who was ripping that movie, saying that it's a complete ripoff of see, I can't remember anything today. A complete ripoff of From Dusk Till Dawn. And that's what I heard. And I don't know. I haven't seen it, but he was like, well, this one takes place in like a desolate town. Da, 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 da. This one takes place in the desolate town. This one has, a female that's sexual and this and that. And he's talking about Salma Hayek. And this one has a woman that's sexual and da, 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 da. And this one has two brothers. And this one has two brothers. And da, 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 da. He was going back and forth. He was like, yeah, see, that's why I say black people, you're not giving Hispanic people credit. It's a Hispanic movie, and you just stole it from us and copied it and da-da-da-da. And I don't know if he's right or wrong. I won't know until I see it, but that's what I heard. But we got to stop doing this, man. When we do this, when we all as minorities, and I don't believe we're minorities, we're actually in the majority, but regardless, that when we start going at each other and fighting, someone else is winning. We need to learn to stick together, right? And all this nonsense about who did what first and all stuff is just childish nonsense. And I don't subscribe to it. I don't suggest that any of you do it either. But that's just me. Let's see. The best Dragon Ball game is Budokai 3 for PS2. Okay. All right. Caesar says Bobby Coltrane, he was an assassin in The Killer, but he was a cop in Hard Boiled. Right. Mario Hall says, I was that dude. What do you mean? You was that dude like when it comes to video games? Bobby Coltrane says, it's not. He's full of shit. Who are we talking about? It's not. He's full of shit. What are we talking about, Bobby? I went back and looked to see what you guys are talking about. All right. Well, I hope that resolves itself, whatever you guys are saying. Or if you're talking about me and I'm full of shit, often, sure. I'll let that rock. I don't know if you're talking about me, but okay. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. Let's move on to our next topic. All right. This might be controversial too. Y'all might be. Oh, Bobby Coltrane is talking about the movie. It's not that guy, this Hispanic guy I was talking about. He's full of it. That is not a ripoff of From Dusk Till Dawn. Okay, good to know. Now, he was breaking it down. He was like, in this movie, this brother becomes a vampire. In this one, another brother becomes a vampire. And I'm like, man, why are you spoiling this shit, bro? I didn't even know none of that. So Now I already know something, and now you all know it too because I got a big mouth. My bad. But I'm going to see that on Sunday. Tonight, I'm going to see The Accountant Part 2. Going to see The Accountant Part 2, and then I'm going to see Sinners on Sunday in a matinee. Hopefully, uh, it won't be a bunch of kids in my theater. Ugh. No, I got you, Bobby. You good. You good, fam. You good. I appreciate you. Okay. Here we go. I got to do it again. We got some more news in the building. All right. U.S. man, this is from the South China Star, which I actually don't subscribe to. Thinking about getting it though. It says a U.S. man gains Chinese residency after 15 years in country. Right. Learns martial arts and Taoism. Right. The foreigner, they call him a foreigner. I didn't say that. He did. The foreigner pursues a kung fu dream on a sacred mountain, promises to take on the role of telling the world China's story. Now, I know that this is a translation, but I think the spirit of what they're saying is correct. He's aged, as you can see, lost a lot of hair. He's aged, gained a lot of facial hair on the chin, right? Showing off his residency card, which is good. So I'm going to read this, all right? It says, an American man who has spent the last 15 years practicing martial arts and Taoism in China has been granted foreign permanent residency. The landmarked award has won widespread praise and even plaudits from China's ambassador to the U.S. Congratulations, Jake Pinnick from Kewanee, Illinois, a 16th generation disciple of the Wudang Sanfang martial arts lineage, has got the foreign permanent resident ID card in China, said Ambassador Xi Fenggong on his social media on April 6th. The young man who came to China to pursue his kung fu dream at 20 is now a real master. Xi shared Pinnick's story before, apparently showcasing him as a good example of foreigners fascinated with Chinese culture. Pinnick came to China in 2010 at the age of 20 and has since dedicated himself to learning martial arts and Taoism at Wudang Mountain in the central province of Hubei, the Beijing Daily reported. Wudang, one of the most sacred Taoist mountains in China, is renowned for Tai Chi, which was created by the Taoism sage Zhang Shangfeng, who lived on it. In early April, Pinnick shared on social media that he had received China's permanent residency document, widely known as 5-star card. It is the best recognition for a foreigner who loves Chinese culture. So please do not call me a foreigner anymore, he joked. His Chinese name is Li Zigen, with Zigen being given by his master on the mountain and Li being pronounced similar to the English word Li, his middle name. Pinnick said he carefully chose Li as his surname also because both the Taoism founder, Lao Tzu, and Hong Kong American martial artist and actor Bruce Lee shared the family name. He said he first came to Wudang Mountain only aiming to learn martial arts and enhance his health. As he followed his teacher to study Taoism, texts like Tao Te Ching and, I don't want to get this wrong, Zhuangzi, he found that martial arts can magically relieve pressure on a person, cultivate moral character, and promote self-improvement. Now Pinnick has become a master of Wudang Mountain himself, teaching both Chinese and foreign students martial arts and Taoism. My advantage is probably the onlooker's perspective due to the cultural difference. I must figure out the logic and details behind each movement and each Taoism theory, he was quoted as saying. I think I have the responsibility to spread Chinese culture to more people, and I am willing to take the role of telling China stories to the world. While internet users noticed his hair was not as light as it was many years ago and had turned a little black, Pinnick denied he had dyed it. My hair has darkened. My body has gradually been affected after practicing martial arts and staying in China for many years, he said. Pinnick is married to a Chinese woman with whom he has a daughter. People on mainland social media have been captivated by his story. Congratulations. It is difficult to get a 5-star card. It means you are excellent, one online observer said. Maybe your next step is to open a kung fu workshop in your home country. Haha, said another. Yeah, he meant that shit too. Go back home. All right. So, what do you all think? What do you all think about this person becoming a so-called master of the Wudong Mountain? What do you think about him uh, placing himself as someone who will tell the story of China? How do you feel about that? I've already had this conversation with a couple of my Chinese friends, Chinese American friends who live here. I've had the conversation about this article last week, and interesting response from what and I'll share that with you in a moment. But I want to know, what are you all thinking? Do you think that this is a feel good story, that it's good? We all know that recently we've seen a lot more interaction between the United States and China, some good, some bad. We've had obviously some political things that are happening that right now at this time are not so good. But then on the notoriety and publicity side, we've had people visit like IShowSpeed, who did almost a whole month tour over there. What are you guys thinking? Is this good? Is this good? What he's attempting to do, is it good for relations? Is it good for martial arts as a whole? Does he have a right and a place to be the one to tell the story of Chinese? Should Chinese be allowed to tell their own stories? I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm interested to know what you all think. Let's go to the chat and let's see what you all are saying. Let's see. Okay. So Bernard Green says, telling the story, no. Mario Hall says, let China tell its own story. Okay. SD says, I know a lot of people are going to not like it, white savior, etc. But I'd have to know him and his situation better to judge. That's fair. That's actually fair. That's actually fair, SD. I think that's fair. Okay. Half stunned half man says, I am not touching this subject, laughing out loud. It's okay to talk, man, but they're always listening. You're hilarious. Listen, man, I like the story. I like the idea of someone going to a source to get knowledge and understanding and training. I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that. I'm not good with the storytelling part. I think that stories are best told by the people who have lived the experience. Sorry. I remember a very important story that I heard from John Amos, who, for those of you that don't know, was the father on the TV sitcom Good Times. Good Times, for those of you that don't know, was a TV sitcom about a black family that was living in a housing project in Chicago, right? The writers and the producers of the show were all white men, right? And Norman Lear, who was showrunner, had his thoughts on what should take place on the show. And a lot of the topics and a lot of the character decisions were made by them and not the black actors themselves. So you got a lot of one of the main characters, his name was JJ, doing a lot of dynamite and a lot of like silly stuff, which, you know, it's a sitcom, which is fine. But when we talk about storytelling, the stories always have more authenticity when they come from the people who have a lived experience or have a direct connection to the source material. I'm a firm believer in that, right? And so I don't know if I like the idea of him coming back to tell China's story. China's been doing a damn good job of telling their own story. There are countless stories of folk and legend and history that have been told through mediums in books, really in movies and TV shows, that are absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Um, I here's a perfect example. Something that I never knew. I didn't find out about who won Ja. I didn't know nothing about him until the past 15 years. Before that, I knew nothing about him. I didn't even know that was his name. So, okay, so when you watch the Bruce Lee movie and you're watching this movie, right? And you know, his master is killed and everything. It never even occurred to me, right? I never thought about it, never thought all I was focused on was Shenzhen, right? I was focused on Bruce Lee's character, right? But since then, all these stories have come out about who won Ja and who he was, what kind of man he was, the kind of family man he was, how, all these things that predate Shenzhen even becoming his student, right? And I got all of that information from certain books as well as from movies and TV shows. And those were all completely told by Chinese people. I prefer that. I'm not a gatekeeper. It's not my position to tell someone who and it's nothing wrong. Even us, if you think about it, our channel, we are appreciating, right, the culture. We're appreciating the culture. But I'm not telling no stories. I'm not telling anybody stories. What I'm doing is sharing what I love, talking about what I love, reviewing it, and appreciating it. That's it. If he says he wants to tell the story, that's a huge, huge undertaking, responsibility, and it has to be done a certain kind of way. I would at least suggest to him, if he plans on telling the story, he better make damn sure that he's getting permission and that he's getting guidance. That's what I have to say on it. But what do you all think? I would love to know. Comment below and let us know your thoughts. I would really like to know. Okay? Great. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Half stunt, half man says they're always listening. I said that already. Bernard Green says his story is good. Okay. Bobby Coltrane says, I don't want to do a bride judgment, but I think my SD said, if we knew him better, it would make the situation more easier to understand. But if not all I can hear is white savior. Okay. Bobby Coltrane also says, besides, I study currently African and African diaspora or American martial arts, and that tends to be a concern, unfortunately, for a lot of my teachers. They're heavily divided on teaching Caucasian. Interesting. Wow. Well, I think that it makes for a great conversation. I know some people dipped off. I can see our numbers went down, but that's okay. That's all right. Hey, by the way, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button while you're here. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Real quick, let's go back to our poll real quick. We got 11 votes. Could Kuda do to you what she did to Gordon Liu's character in Heroes East? 73% said no. 27% said yes. I'll be interested to know what that 27% is thinking. So you would be okay with your wife that you're in an interracial relationship with coming to your house, turning your house upside down, throwing out half your stuff out of the gym to bring her stuff in, fighting with you, arguing with you, and eventually leaving you and going back to her hometown and talking to her ex-boyfriend or her ex-friend who she knows has feelings for her, right? And you would be okay with that. Interesting. Okay, we got 12 votes right now. It's just slightly changed now. We got 25% saying yes and 75% saying no. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, SD says if he was genuinely just a childhood friend, that's less bad, but still no. If he was an ex, definitely no. Okay. Bobby Coltrane says, I heard that Chen Zhen was a myth. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. Where'd you hear that from, Bobby? I'd like to know. That's interesting. I'm on a mission. I always want to know. I always want to get new info. So appreciate you. Someone retracted a message. Okay. All good. All good. Hey, we're cooking. We are cooking, good looking. All right. Well, we have another topic that we can go into about Donnie Yen, but I'm gonna hold that back. Let's talk about this new thing. You guys tell me what you think. Let me just grab some water and then we can get started. So just hold on a second. Your boy will be right back. Uh-oh. 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 What's happening?
In these years, you've become very skillful with your swords, but Yun Chen is a real expert.
I'm not afraid of him. I can kill him easily.
You really are a quite ruthless killer. Killer.
I can kill him easily.
His kung fu is very good. You must be careful.
These two great Shaolin lightning ice swords.
Who are you? My blade will end your life.
Who else can help me if you die?
These two great Shaolin lightning ice swords I give to you. Please.
Enough. Hey, look at me. See, guys, I'm being good. I'm being good. You see that? No Kool-Aid. No sweet tea, no soda. I'm trying. God, that's disgusting. I'm kidding. Just I need to I know I need to drink more, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Uh-oh, we still going on with the conversation. Cesar says, I think that he meant to say that he would like to share what he loves and learned with Chinese culture. Probably just a bad choice of words. Or it could be a bad translation. Not sure. Bernard Green says, no, I will not let her. He will not let her do that. Good to know. Bobby Coltrane. Oh, that was Bernard Green, BG. Bobby Coltrane says, I agree with SD. If we knew him personally or better, maybe. But at this point, all I hear is white savior. Yeah. Half stunt, half mad says, drink 3 of those a day. 3? 3? 3. 3 of this. Jeez Louise. Man, you're tough, half stunt. I don't know if I can get through this one. Thing's huge. Oh my God. All right. Holy crap. All right. Hey, don't forget to support your boy. Check out our new merch if you get a chance. Check out our new merch today. 2 new shirts dropped. We have our 36 chamber shirts. We have the icon shirt and we have the caricature version of those shirts. So if you get a chance, go to lwacmerch.com. Check out the shirts right now. They're $25. Let me think about it. Maybe the winner of today's trivia will give you a free shirt. That's what we'll do. We'll give you a free shirt. The winner of today's Lone Wolf trivia will give you a free shirt. 1 shirt. And the shirt will be an icon shirt. It has to be we'll give you 1 icon shirt of your choosing, your color. Okay? That's what we'll do. So the winner of today's Lone Wolf trivia, we're going to give him an icon shirt. But first, let's get to this. exploits of Frank Dukes, right? I know, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that there's been like a sequel, perhaps like a Bloodsport 2. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Um, it feels like that's a thing. It feels like that's a thing. Um, you all would have to tell me if that's accurate. How do you all feel about that? What's with all the remakes? What's happening with all the remakes? Why aren't we getting original material? That's my feeling, right? I've seen movies like Bloodsport before, right? Um, what's the other movie that's kind of like Bloodsport, but it's with um goodness, with Tong Po. What's the name of that movie? Kickboxer. How many kickbox? They made like those things. So many kickboxing movies. And even another movie that he made that was like Bloodsport, The Quest. I've just seen so many of these types of movies. Where Jean-Claude Van Damme is fighting like all these different guys. I'll admit, I watched them, Lionheart and all those type of movies where you're fighting different styles, different techniques. He fought the guy from Ireland, from South Africa, blah, blah, blah. I get it. That stuff's fun and entertaining, but I just don't, we need something more. We need new stories. We need new people with fresh ideas. I'm personally not clamoring for this, but I was curious to know what you all are thinking. Is this something that you guys are interested in? Is this something that, turns your radar on? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. I really want to know. I'm going back to the chat, by the way. Bernard Green says, yes, 3 a day. Half stunt, half man says, be like water. Yeah, literally. Be like water, my friend. Let's see. Bobby Coltrane says, one of my friend's family members, his grandpa, said it was one of 2 popular stories, and then either case, the guy never existed. Oh, he's talking about Chen Zhen. About Chen Zhen. Okay. Half stunt, half man says, wow, laughing out loud. They better not remake that. Bernard Green says no to a classic. Half stunt, half man says no one can replace Bolo. Exactly. No one can replace Bolo, right? Dan the Man says, Hollywood, please leave the remakes alone. I'm in full agreement. Absolutely. SD says remakes equals instant pass. No, thank you. H Rich says the remake are the Mortal Kombat video games. You're saying the remakes are like Mortal Kombat video games? By the way, H and the rest of you all, I heard that the Mortal Kombat sequel that they're doing right now, I heard that it is going to be trash. That's what I heard. I heard it's going to be absolute garbage. So take with that what you will, but that's what I heard. Let's see. SD says brand recognition, nostalgia sells. Original IPs generally don't, unfortunately. Yep. Agreed. Bobby Coltrane says, yes, OG3. All right, I'm trying. Every time y'all say something about water, I try to take a drink. Okay, hold on. Oh, I think I understand what H. Rich is saying now because Half Stuntman helped me. Okay, I got it. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is an anomaly. It was better than the predecessor. I think H, you're basically saying that, like, are you saying that Bloodsport is like Mortal Kombat where you're like fighting all these different characters with different styles and stuff? Is that what you're saying? Because I kind of then I kind of got lost then, and I apologize for that. Sorry about that. Bobby Coltrane says all you can get or you can get a water bottle that is the equivalent of those three. I drink 64 ounce at least 2 times a day. Let me show you something. Let me show you what one of my students gave me as a gift yesterday. Watch this. I was in total shock. Look at this. Look at this monster. This monster. And she she even wrote on the card, thank you for being you're the best professor I've ever had in this entire school. And it meant a lot to me. It was really nice. And she's like, you need to drink more water. And so she goes, I got this for you and everything. And it's really nice. It's really nice. Now I have to clean it one time first so that I could get that, that kind of brand new smell out, that rubbery smell or whatever it is. But I will. This will be my new religion. I promise. I promise. Let's see. SD says the 90s Mortal Kombat movie is campy, dumb, but I kind of like it. Guilty pleasure. Are you kidding me? I freaking dun, 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 dun. Are you kidding me, man? I love that movie, and it is trash, and I love it because I think it knows what it is. And anybody who says dun, 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 are you kidding me, man? I love that movie, and it is trash, and I love it because I think it knows what it is. And anybody who says that they don't like that movie, they're lying. They are absolutely lying. Something's going on with my feed. Something's going on with my feed. I hope that stops. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Please. Would you please? Would you please? Internet, interwebs. Please stop. Please stop it. Please stop. Oh my God. I hope it stops. Oh no. Someone's fucking with the internet in our building. It's gotta be. I hate this shit. They're doing work around our building, and I would not be surprised if they're messing with the lines. Because this never happens. Not during a live stream. So I apologize. If it's stop go. Let me just finish what we're saying here. Dan the Man says Hollywood is just lazy and cashing in like crazy, especially Disney. Do we really need all of the live action remakes? I think they just announced that they're going to stop after what just happened with their Snow White movie. I think they've said they're going to stop doing